going on, guys? Hopefully everybody's having a good day. I don't know how to feel right now. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. First of all, I'm excited, I'm exhausted, I'm salty, I'm happy. There's a lot of emotions going on right now. I have like 2 hours of sleep. I was playing Assassin's Creed last night, Wolfenstein, watching Season 2 of Stranger Things. I just wasn't ready for today. I completely forgot that these patch notes are coming out, but I have a duty to perform. So I'm gonna list all these balance changes that we can expect on October 31st with Tricks and Treats Halloween update. Like I said, I don't know how to feel. There's some questionable things here. There's some awesome things. I'm going to give you my opinion as well, and if you guys want, we can start a discussion in the comments below. Let me know how you feel about all this. I am excited for some things and worried about other things, so let's get right into it. So first off, holy crap, Respawn has tuned the holy grail of weapons since Titanfall 1 was released, increased view kick and hipfire spread for R-101 and R-201. The carbines have received a slight nerf, ladies and gentlemen. I don't really know how much this nerf is going to impact their usage or their popularity. View kick is basically what they gave the Volt back in the day when it was nerfed. It's like a visual recoil. I don't know if it's actually on paper legit recoil or weapon spread. I have no idea. I think it's just visual, but it's going to make the gun a bit tougher to use. I think especially at range is where the view kick is really going to be noticeable. Now, the increased hipfire spread for the carbines is very interesting to me. Right now, these guns are the best all-around weapon. They're pretty much amazing in every category, and I don't think you want that for a gun. I think we can all agree that the R-201 or the 101 are fantastic. They're pretty much the best choice. Now, definitely for a controller. For mouse and keyboard users, they really don't use the carbines too often, but if they did, most of the time, they could get away with just hip firing as if they're using an SMG like the car. And that won't be a thing anymore. At least that's what I'm assuming because of this hipfire spread. So the gun won't be as accurate anymore because of this view kick while aiming down sights, and the hipfire spread is increased. So that means when you're in a really close range encounter with somebody who has, let's say, a car or an R97, I think now that person with the SMG has a better chance of winning the fight, which is the way it always should have been. If you have an SMG, you should always, on paper, have a better chance to win. I'm not saying you should always win if you have an SMG against a rifle user in a close range fight. I'm not always, but it should give you somewhat of an advantage because you have that fast fire rate, you have that accurate hip fire spread, whereas the rifle user should have to pace his shots, aim down sights, and take more time to kill you. You know what I'm saying? So I think this might actually help in balancing the game or the weapon archetypes. Now, I could be wrong. I'm just speculating here. I'm just reading over things like you guys are and just giving my opinion. I could be totally wrong. The gun could still be completely amazing and still the best after this view kick nerf and hipfire spread stuff. But who knows? It might actually change things. However, people might just say, you know what? Instead of using this now, I'm just going to use the G2. I'm just going to use the Spitfire or this new flatline. Reduced recoil for the flatline. So for you guys that have been here for a while, you know the flatline used to be one of my favorite weapons when it comes to aesthetics or the way the gun sounds or how it feels when you shot other pilots. And little by little, I just stopped using it because it was annoying sometimes where you would have your crosshair on an enemy pilot, shoot maybe, I don't know, 15 bullets, and only 2 of those bullets would hit them because of that random RNG recoil. It would piss me off. So that's why I never used it. I don't know about you guys. I think we could assume that's one of the reasons people don't use it as often. It's just, the recoil is just not fun to deal with. So the fact that they're reducing it, I'll definitely try out this gun and test it out as soon as this patch comes out. I think we'll see a lot more people using it as well. This is most likely Respawn's intention. They just want more gun variety, because I'm sure if they look at their stats right now for the past, I don't know, 500 games, probably like 6 or 7 pilots out of the 12 pilots in the game are all using the R-201, so I think that's what they're trying to change. So I'm definitely happy to see this flatline buff, but we have some more interesting things to talk about. First off, arc grenades now stick to a surface and explode after 0.75 seconds. This applies only to multiplayer. Arc grenades will function as they previously have in single player. Okay. Touche, Respawn. This is a really big change. Now, if you guys weren't aware, the arc grenades were actually nerfed a few patches ago. We used to have 2 charges in them, so they were brought down to 1 charge, but the cooldown reset faster. And now we're getting another nerf, and this is a pretty big one, I think. So it's going to take 0.75 seconds for the arc grenade to actually explode, but they're sticky nades now. So now you can't just find a moving pilot that's moving really fast, throw an arc grenade on them, stop them in place and gun them down. You actually have to time your throws and be more precise with it. I like this change. We're not going to see a lot of arc spam because of it, unless of course these pilots get really good at timing their throws and it's just the same effect. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out, but this also might encourage people to start using other ordinances, and this could be a good or bad thing depending on how you look at it. We might see a lot more spammage of frag grenades, which are in my opinion, also ridiculous and need a change as well. So expect to see more frag grenades. However, I wouldn't mind seeing more fire stars and gravity stars out there. Overall, I think this is an awesome change. Even though I use arc grenades myself, they were definitely overpowered and needed a change. The effect is just so strong when you get stunned. Whether you're in a Titan or you're a pilot, it sucks to get hit by an arc grenade. So at least now, it's forcing that player or pilot to get better with their timing. Next up, Mozambique and Wingman Elite can now be equipped as primaries. Mozambique is now automatic, has 2 more shots, and fire rate has been increased. This is completely out of left field and random, and I don't know where this came from, but okay. Damage and magazine size increased for the Wingman Elite. So when it comes to my personal opinion for these weapons, I don't really know what to say because I never really used them that often. I wasn't a big fan of them to begin with. This is just so strange to me, but a lot of people are going to be happy, I guess, right? People who love the Mozambique or the Wingman Elite. These guns were completely buffed. Bigger magazine, more damage. If you're talking about the Mozambique, it's going to be a faster rate of fire. And now it says they can be equipped as primaries. Does that mean they can only be equipped as primaries now? Are they official primary weapons, or can they also be equipped as a secondary if we still choose to do that? I don't really know what that means. I'm assuming that we have a choice now, but this is just so strange to me. For you guys that love the Mozambique and Wingman Elite, you must be throwing up your hands in joy right now, but I just don't understand why this was done. I'm definitely gonna have some fun with the Mozambique. Testing that out should be a lot of fun, but I don't know, for the Wingman Elite, even though the damage was increased in the magazine size, I'm really bad at just using that gun in general, so even if the damage was increased, I feel like I still won't be able to kill anybody with it efficiently. Right now, the Wingman Elite is what? A 1-shot headshot kill or 2-shot body, right? So if the damage is increased, I don't really see how that helps the gun whatsoever. Unless my numbers are wrong, I'm pretty sure what I said is correct, that it takes 2 body shots to kill a pilot or 1 shot to the head. So increasing the damage, they're not going to make it a 1-shot kill to the body. So I'm really confused with this balance change right here. If you guys have some extra information, please let me know. Help me understand what's happening here. But overall, I mean, this is a good change, right? We're having some buffs to weapons. The Mozambique looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. The only negative thing I would have to say is people are going to go towards the Mozambique, and we're going to see less people using the Mastiff. Except for those people who absolutely love the Mastiff or they're experts with it. Most people now will think the Mozambique will be better, and I might have to agree there. Okay, quick update because I was very confused about all this. I went to Reddit for some more information. Garza, or Recon, the community coordinator for Respawn, has said since they've been moved to primary, they can no longer be equipped as secondary weapons. That is good to know. Thank you for the clarification. Let's move on. Turrets now have increased health and take more damage from pilot weapons, 2 times damage from anti-Titan weapons, grenadier weapons, and ordnance abilities. 3 times the damage from primaries. So I'm not exactly sure what's happening here. We're doing a lot more damage to turrets, but they're also getting more health. So I guess it all depends on how much increased health they're actually getting. AT weapons like the Archer missile or the Thunderbolt already obliterate turrets. So I guess the big thing here is that we're doing 3 times more damage with our primary weapons, and maybe they're just increasing the health of the turrets so that we don't destroy them with 2 bullets, and it'll take like a magazine or something. So I guess it's fair to say that turrets are getting hit with that NERF hammer, and we could probably expect more amped weapons or extra batteries or Hollow Pilot Novas on the field. Who knows? I would now like to go over the balance changes for the tacticals. This is going to be exciting. First up, Grapple now has 1 charge and recharges fast. Grapple now has 1 charge. Alright guys, so I guess that's, I guess that's the end of my run with Titanfall 2. It's been great. Just, have fun, go watch Jared or something, and I'll see you next time. Peace. But in all seriousness, I guess the time has finally come. Grapple mains out there, I feel your pain. Spider-Man, well, we can still be Spider-Man, right? Just not as often as we would like. So we can still slingshot, which was what I was scared about. I was really hoping that Respawn would not nerf the slingshot maneuver. And that's still a thing, right? We can still fly across the map. We just won't be able to do it all the time, which is exactly what we want. So this sucks, trust me, man. I get it. This one really does hurt. It's like a dagger that just keeps turning in your soul. But we're gonna have to adapt, like I said. Now, I am assuming that a lot of people now will start using Power Cell and Tactical if they never did, just so they can have their grapple charge as often as possible. Trust me, I will be using that. So every nerf also introduces encouragement to use something else, and people might actually do that. Hollow Pilot is getting buffed, the cooldown is decreased to 12.5 seconds from 16.6 seconds, Pulse Blade cooldown decreased to 25 seconds from 40, and the pulse duration is decreased to 4.5 seconds from 6 seconds. So Hollow Pilot, even though the actual Hollow hologram itself isn't really being buffed. The cooldown is, so we'll be able to use it more often. And Pulse Blade's cooldown was almost cut in half, which I just do not understand. I'm trying to make sense of it all, and I cannot. So the cooldown is 25 seconds now when it used to be 40. So that means pilots are going to have wall hacks out in the field almost double the amount that they do now, which I just don't get the reasoning for that. And even though Respawn decreased the duration of the actual ability to 4.5 seconds from 6 seconds, I don't think that makes a big difference. It's just 1.5 seconds. All that really matters is that initial information you get when you first throw your Pulse Blade. You throw it, you see 2 or 3 pilots behind the wall, and then you go attack, right? So I don't think that nerfed in duration really means anything. This is a buff, dude. This is a complete buff to Pulse Blade. I think we're going to see a lot more on the field, and I think it's going to be annoying. I'm not a fan of this change. Let me know how you guys feel about this. Maybe in a week or two, we'll have a better idea of how all this is going to play out, but overall, I am very, very confused about this change. Next up, baby girl North Star is getting a buff. Now moves slightly faster using hover, and cluster missile speed has been increased. So nothing too drastic here, but it's a welcome change nonetheless. I'm sure a lot of you North Star mains are happy at the moment, and I am happy for you, so let's move on. We are getting some changes to attrition. Score limit increased to 650, which used to be 500. Time limit increased to 15 minutes. Adjusted AI compositions. Reapers are now worth 3 points. So our attrition games are going to be a bit longer now, which I guess could be a good thing if we can get higher scores at least, right? But what's most important here, I think, are the Reaper changes. Reapers now take more damage from pilot weapons, 2 times damage from AT weapons, grenadier weapons, or ordnance abilities, 3 times damage from other primaries. Increased health to 3,500 from 3,000. Increased projectile speed and accuracy. This makes them a little better against Titans. Reapers now dodge less frequently. So, it is official. Respawn listens to their community and all the cries at the Reapers. Now, I wouldn't say the Reapers were totally nerfed or buffed because it depends on how you look at it. They're definitely nerfed against pilots, right? We do more damage to them with our AT weapons, with our ordnance abilities, or with our primary weapons. They're definitely going to be easier to kill. Even though they're going to have 500 more health, I think the extra damage that we're going to do as pilots is going to be pretty significant. Now, that story is completely different when we're inside of a Titan. So right now, let's say I'm Music Ronin and I'm trying to kill a Reaper. I think it takes 1 arc wave and 3 or 4 shots from my lead wall, depending on my range, to kill that Reaper. But since they have 500 extra health, I'm no dino here, but I'm assuming it's going to take an extra shot or 2 to kill Reapers now. So they weren't exactly nerfed like everybody was cheering about on Twitter earlier. They're going to have extra armor against us. They have increased projectile speed and accuracy. They're going to be a bit more annoying on the field if you're a Titan. However, they will also be dodging less frequently, so maybe they will be an easier kill. I don't really know. They might just appear on the map and just stand there, like, shoot me now, and be an easy 3 points instead of the easy 5 points that I used to think they were. Now, for you Frontier Defense fans, we also have some changes coming our way. Arc Traps now cost $650. Amped Batteries now cost $400. Join in Progress players now receive money for each wave completed. I think that is a fantastic change. Players will now have 5 seconds of invulnerability after jumping out of a dropship, and fixed bug with Arc Traps staying after a loss or after they got picked up and replaced. Next up, we've got some new feature modes coming our way that look amazing. Tactical Attrition. All tactical cooldowns are reset to full charge when killing an enemy pilot. Attack on Titanfall. Everyone has 3 charges for Grapple. Yes, the Great Bamboozle. Everyone has Hollow Pilot. I'm really, obviously, excited for Attack on Titanfall because we have 3 charges to act like Spider-Man, but the Tactical Attrition might actually be a lot of fun, especially if you use, let me see, Phase Shift, Cloak, Stim. I think those 3 are going to be the most important. Every time you get a kill, you immediately get to use that ability once more. That's going to be a lot of fun, I think. Now, the Great Bamboozle, I'm probably going to get my ass kicked because I fall for, it doesn't matter if there's one person using Hollow Pilot on the enemy team, I fall for them every single time and get embarrassed. So the fact that now everyone's going to have one, every game is just going to be a montage of Iniquity getting wrecked. So not looking forward to that one, but the Tactical Attrition and Attack on Titanfall should be a really, really good time. We definitely have to make some videos about that in the future. Lastly, we've got some bug fixes, and I'm sure you guys already know about the elite weapon skins coming for the L-Star, the Mastiff, the SMR, the R-201, the Car, and the Spitfire. But that is pretty much it. I appreciate you guys listening. Thank you for watching the video. Let me know how you feel about all of these changes. There's a lot to talk about. Let's start discussing right now in the comments. I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you for all the support over the past year. I know this game has been out. Actually, has it been a year yet? No, not yet. It'll be a year in like 4 hours as I'm recording this video. 1 year anniversary for Titanfall 2. I just want to thank you guys for this incredible, incredible ride. Not just you, but the developers. Thank you for making this game. I love this game. Titanfall 2 is fantastic. I love playing it. I love talking about it. I love building this community around it. So I appreciate you guys. Make sure you drop a like for me. I will see you tomorrow. Let's get ready for this new DLC on Halloween night. Peace.